Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Romina, for those of you who don't know me. For today's video, we're going to be setting up my monthly budget for the month of September. Now, I am super excited to set up this month just because I absolutely love the color purple, and I just really love the washi kit that I chose for this month. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the page right after the monthly view to the right. If you guys don't know, I do use the Erin Condren Deluxe monthly planner as my budget planner, and I have been doing so for more than a year now. I really love just the whole layout of it and how flexible it is to really customize it to your own liking. Now, I am going to use some stickers from my Etsy sticker shop here, which if you guys are longtime followers, you guys know all about this, and you guys are probably like tired of me talking about it. But if you guys are new, I do have an Etsy sticker shop that I will leave linked down below. I do like to use my stickers in both these sorts of videos as well as in my plan with me, so just so you guys can get an idea of how the stickers look in your planner and if you guys would like to purchase them. So for today, I'm going to be using this washi kit. I do have two for this month, but I chose the floral one, which let me just say I am in love with. This is so cute, and a lot of you guys really love this pattern. I also have a more monochromatic look with the plot if you guys are interested in that. And then today I'm going to be using my budget kit with the same squared off box pattern as my washi. So I'm going to use my budget kit that is separated by variable and fixed expenses. Now, I do have one that has all of your expenses together. So if you guys are into that or like that better, you guys have that option in my shop. Now I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. There is a couple of things that I have to take account of for this month, and I know this video is going to go up pretty late because I am filming this pretty late. I'm filming this actually on Monday, which I'm hoping I can get this video up by Monday. The reason I did not get this video up earlier, which I usually like to do, I usually like to get them up at least like a day before the month starts, but this weekend has just been a hectic weekend with my sister's bachelorette sort of party celebration, as well as my little brother's birthday party. I also did have class on Saturday, and then aside from that, I had to work on orders and things like that. So I definitely think I will plan this a little bit better for the upcoming month, but I'm sure I won't have as many things as I had this weekend. So I'm going to put my income header here, and as you guys know, for this month I am solely going to be relying on both my variable income, which is money from YouTube, which is from the videos that you guys are watching, commission sites like Share Sale, and I'm also going to be relying on sort of a paycheck that I will be getting from my Etsy sticker shop, which I'm going to state as Romina Rosa income. So this is going to be a paycheck that I'm going to take. Now, I do think by next month I will disclose sort of the income and sort of what that paycheck is looking, but since this month is the first month that I won't have any income from my part-time job, because as you guys know, I did quit my part-time job to really focus on these things. I just want to go ahead and not disclose the amount for this month, but I'm pretty sure that by next month I will be disclosing the paycheck amount and stuff like that. I just really have to get situated and really see how it works out for this month, and then from then I will have hopefully the hang of it. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Now, so I'm going to put income Romina Rosa, because that is what my shop's name is. Now, I'm not going to put every single dollar that goes into my Etsy shop into my personal budget, because I do like to separate those. I just think that my Etsy shop money is my business's money and not my money, for it to cover my business expenses like materials and just business expenses. So we have that, and then the last one is going to be my variable income. Let me go ahead and put my little header. Like so. So let me go ahead, and if you guys are wondering, I do keep a sort of mock budget on the side prior to me actually writing in my budget planner. I think it's just nice to make sort of calculations of what you think you're going to spend, and then I sort of just increase expenses by thinking, okay, let's look at last month and how we did. Can I decrease some of like my cash envelope amounts, or do I have to increase? Like, I know I decreased a couple of amounts for I think 2 of my cash envelopes, but I also have increased an amount for like electricity bill, because since it's been really hot here in Southern California, we've been having to use the AC a lot more. So as I saw from last month, it definitely was a big difference, so I decided to increase that amount. So you guys will see that as I am laying down. So now I have my variable expenses and my fixed expenses. Now for my variable expenses, these are the expenses that the amount are going to vary from month to month or in the month. So those would be things like my cash envelopes. Those are things that I weekly check in for, and I could potentially be saving money from those. So that is what my variable expenses are going to have. And my fixed expenses, I mainly have amounts that don't change, like sort of like minimum payments for my credit cards. My tuition doesn't change, it's always the same. As well as I also like to put my sinking funds in there, because I do have a set amount for the month, and that amount is not going to change within the month. So that is sort of what I like to put in my fixed expenses. So let's go ahead and get started with variable expenses. So starting off with my cash envelopes, the first one I have is groceries. Now for groceries, I have been budgeting $150 a month, which has been pretty good. So that's what I'm going to keep budgeting as of now. Next we have eating out. For eating out, I am budgeting $100, which is usually what I like to budget. Those haven't changed. Those have been working for me pretty well. Next I have the gas for my car. And this one has changed. As you guys know, I recently changed cars. And the car that I have now uses a lot less gas than my older car did. So what I've been doing is decreasing the amount by $20 per month. And it has been pretty great, to be honest. I believe last month I budgeted $120, and I was looking at the amount of weeks we had this month, and I thought that I can decrease it even $20 less than what I did last month, just because, as you guys know, I won't be having to drive to work anymore. So I think that would definitely be a factor to decrease the amount. So instead of the $120 that I budgeted for last month, I'm going to now budget $100. Now, I do think I should be pretty okay, considering I just pumped gas prior to the month ending. So hopefully we are pretty good with the 100, which is, I think, pretty crazy to me, just because in the past gas has been a pretty big expense for me. Next we have my allowance cash envelope. And for allowance, I am budgeting $100. I did decrease this amount from last month, just because I really wanted to see how much it was that I could decrease my expenses. As you guys know, I'm not going to have my part-time job to really rely on anymore, so I really wanted to see where I could cut a little bit. Then next we have my beauty cash envelope. And for beauty, this is staying the same as last month, which is $150. Next, I have the electricity bill, which is one of the main ways that I help in my household. As you guys may or may not know, I am 23 years old and I still do live with my parents. It has just really worked out for me to the point that I don't really have to pay much. My parents don't charge me for rent or anything like that, but they do now, because I've been paying it for a while, expect me to pay for the electricity bill. And I do like to help out with groceries as well, which is why the $150 has stayed like that for about 2 or 3 months now. So for the electricity bill, last month it turned out to be around, let's see, last month it turned out to be $157, which was about $37 more than I had budgeted for. So I did want to go ahead and increase this electricity amount, just because I do think it's going to be a little bit higher, especially with the end of summer and everything like that. So I am going to go ahead and budget $160 for this. Now, of course, if it's less than this, you guys will see in my actuals at the end of the month in my budget results video. Next, we have phone bill. And for my phone bill, I am budgeting $115, which this should be pretty good. Next, I have gifts. If you guys would have seen my monthly plan with me, then you guys know I do have a bunch of birthdays that day. And although I don't have to buy presents for every single person I have birthdays for this month, I did want to go ahead and budget a bit of money for that. I'm going to go ahead and in total budget $150 for gifts. I do think I'm going to put 100 of that money towards a birthday present for my brother. He is turning 11, and it's just going to be a small contribution to him getting a phone. So he's getting his first phone, and it's going to be me, my sister, and he has saved a bit of money, especially from his birthday party, so we're all going to chip in to get him a phone. So that is for gifts. And then next we have my extra debt payment category. Now, my goal for this month to put as an extra debt payment towards my debt is going to be $489.05. And this is just going to be the amount that I need after the minimum payment to pay off my Walmart card. So I'm super excited to see if I can go ahead and meet this goal. I definitely will try my hardest, especially with me working pretty much full-time on YouTube and my Etsy shop. I do think I can meet this goal, and I will try my hardest to do so. Then the next category and last one that I have for variable expenses is going to be unbudgeted. Now, I'm not going to budget anything from budgeted. I don't usually do so. But I think once I start showing you guys my income, I will change this unbudgeted to a cushion category. Just because I do think if you're going off a zero-based budget, you should have some cushion just for unbudgeted expenses. So let's say if you are over in some of your categories, you won't be at, let's say, negative in your account. So that is sort of what I'm planning to do for next month. I just really have to see how this month turns out. So I think I'm going to, maybe I'll wait a little bit to put my totals better, just because I always seem to forget something every single month, and I always say that, and it's like I'm kind of like jinxing myself, but things always come up. So now for fixed expenses, like I mentioned, first up are my credit cards. So we have PayPal credit. The minimum payment, which is what I'm going to be paying for all of them, is $83. The reason I'm paying minimum payments is because I'm trying to focus, like I mentioned, on paying off my next up card, which is Walmart. If you guys would have seen my August debt snowball video, you guys know all about this, but that's sort of why I'm doing that. So then we have Bank of America. And for Bank of America, the minimum is $39. Next, we have Walmart, which I honestly can't believe I am down to 3 credit cards. This is like really crazy to me. The minimum is $27, so $27 plus the $489.05 will pay off this Walmart credit card. Super happy to see if I can reach that goal this month. Next, I have my cheapest bill, which is Spotify. Now, I mentioned last month that I was planning on maybe getting the family plan with my sister. I don't know what's going on with that. I tried to get into her plan. There was like just an error message going out, so I'm just going to budget it for this month just in case I'm not able to get into her plan. I'm just going to try to do it this month, so we will see. Next we have iTunes, which this is for iCloud storage. This is 99 cents. Next I have my Tithe category, which I am going to give $100 towards this. Next I have my sinking fund, and you guys definitely should stay tuned for my sinking funds video, which I will show you guys what categories I have, how much money I'll be putting in each category, as well as I do show you guys me stuffing my sinking fund system. For sinking funds, I am putting in there $866 for this month. Next, I have my student loans. This is on auto pay, and I do pay $130.77 a month. And then last but not least, I'm going to include my tuition for my interpretation classes. I do foresee myself having to pay for tuition this month. Again, I feel like I've been paying it every single month, but I do know, I was calculating sort of like the weeks and stuff like that, that I won't have to pay my tuition for next month. So that is great. But I do have to pay for this month, so I'm going to include it in here. And that is $298. Let me know if you guys would like to see an update on my classes and things like that. I am on my second course now, and it's going pretty good. It's of course getting a little bit tougher, but what isn't tough in life? Am I right? I'm going to put my totals headers for both my variable and fixed expenses. I do think I'm going to skip a line just in case I'm forgetting something. And I will do that as well for my fixed expenses. So, then take some of this decorative washi to break up. And now I'm going to have a section for totals from both my variable, fixed expenses, and my income. So let's put totals. So we have first our income, then our variable expenses, our fixed expenses, and then sort of a budgeted amount for all of those and an actual amount. And then on this little corner, I like to put the squared off box, which I've mentioned that in the past I have used this for either any remaining amount of money that I'm going to put towards my savings, or in this case, as of this year, for next month's debt snowball. So that is what I have for today. Before I forget, because I felt like last time I did forget, I'm going to quickly just make my lines here. So let me see right here. Just to have everything a lot more structured. Let me separate the amounts from the categories. Oh, that was super crooked. That is okay. Okay. And then last but not least down here, which I could just follow this line. And right here. Now let me go ahead and add all of my variable and fixed expenses since I do have everything there. I can go ahead and do that. So let's see, we have 150, 100, 100, 100, 150, 160, 115, 150, and 489.05. Oh my god, this is so funny, guys. Okay, so I have here on my actual mock budget that I am budgeting $80 for gas. So I have no clue why it is that I put that I was going to budget $100 for gas. Maybe because I was talking about how I was budgeting 100 maybe last month. Maybe that's why I put it. But this is actually 80. But nothing a little white out can't fix. So we're going to subtract, and there you go. So in total for my variable expenses, it's $1,494.05. And then for my fixed expenses, we have 83, 39.27, 499, 99 cents, 100, 66, 130.77, and 298. That is a total of 1,549 with 75 cents. Okay, so those are my totals. So in total for my expenses this month, I have... So the total for my expenses this month are going to be $3,043.80. So that is the totals for the month. And I can go ahead and let me show you guys how to use this. So I will put these sort of budgeted amounts in both my variable and fixed sort of total section. So I will put 1,494.05 and then the 1,549 with 75 cents. And of course I would put my sort of expected budgeted amount from my income right here and subtract that from there, just to have an estimate of my potential savings, or in this case my potential debt payment for the next month. So that is pretty much all that I have for this budget video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really love how everything turned out. I love this pattern, and I hope you guys did too. So if you guys are interested in checking out any of these stickers, you guys can go ahead and, like I mentioned, just check the description down below for the link to my shop. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. I hope you guys are having a great start to your week/month. Make sure to stay tuned for my sinking funds video, as well as my cash envelope stuffing video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.